Hi, it's so nice to have you join iCBT. We're so glad that you've made the decision to take care of yourself and your health. Maybe you've been feeling upset lately, or something's been bothering you. Maybe you've been feeling some anxiety or anger, or perhaps some depression, or maybe even panic attacks. Those feelings aren't easy to handle on your own.
And that's why we're here. And that's why we've developed our internet-assisted Cognitive Behavioral Therapy Program. We want to help you learn strategies to cope with what's going on in your life right now, and to give you tools to deal with stress, improve your self-esteem, and become more confident overall.
You should know that many people go through similar experiences. It's part of being human, and you're not alone. You're now part of a supportive network, and we're glad to be here for you.
This course is based on the skills taught in a book we really respect, called Mind Over Mood. It's by Dr. Dennis Greenberger and Dr. Christine Podesky, who are leading authorities in cognitive behavioral therapy programs.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is based on talking about your problems with a professional who can help you with finding solutions. Slowly, you'll learn to change the way you think about situations that bother you.
When people learn and then apply the skills of CBT, they start to manage their anxiety or depression. We've seen this over and over and believe very much that this will help you too.
Your therapist cares about you and what you are experiencing. But there may be times when you are faced with a crisis you don't feel you can manage on your own, and you're not scheduled to meet with your therapist. That's okay. Here's what you do. During those times, you can still contact people for help during emergencies. You can definitely go to the emergency room of your local hospital. You can call our crisis line at 416-495-2891. You can contact your family doctor. Are you ready to begin? This program consists of 6 modules. You can complete them at your own pace, and your therapist will check in with you regularly just to see how you are doing. Let's take a look at what the 6 iCBT modules will cover. Don't worry, we'll explain the terminology as we move through the modules themselves. In the first module, we will introduce you to CBT and behavioral activation. In the second module, we will review physical reactions in depth and teach you coping strategies. Module 3 will explain the CBT model in more depth and introduce you to unhelpful thoughts. In Module 4, we'll discuss thinking traps. In Module 5, we will go over strategies for developing helpful thinking. Finally, in the last module, we will go over behavioral experiments and provide you with an overview of the entire program. In a nutshell, this program will teach you to manage your feelings through changing your thoughts and actions. Think about it this way. When we are distressed, our thoughts tend to be more negative and inaccurate, and sometimes too harsh. Not all of our thoughts are negative or inaccurate, but when our emotions are high, more of our thoughts tend to be extreme as well. And that's when life feels unmanageable. You will learn more about this as you work through this program. After each module, you will have a short assignment to do on your own. It is designed to help you put the skills you are learning into practice and to see how they work for you in your own life. Now for this week's session. The CBT model is made up of 5 components: situation, thoughts, moods, behaviors, and physical reactions. These aspects are interconnected and influence one another. We are going to talk about each one of these components individually, but for now we will focus on the connection between how we feel and how we act. Moods are generally defined by one word, whereas thoughts are a string of words. For example, "I feel like I am a stupid person" is actually a thought. Sad is the mood that is related to that thought. There are many words to describe one's mood. Some moods include happy, sad, mad, crabby, positive, and anxious. Can you think of others? In addition to naming moods, it is also important to learn to rate the intensity of the mood you are experiencing. The easiest way to do this is to rate your mood on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being none, and 10 being the most intense. We know that our moods are connected to our behaviors, and in turn, our behaviors can affect our moods. In general, there are two types of behaviors: helpful and unhelpful. When we are in a good mood, there is a higher chance that we'll engage in activities that are good for us or enjoyable. The reverse is also true. When we do positive activities, we may also feel a lift in our mood. However, when we're struggling with feeling depressed or anxious, we often do fewer and fewer positive things. Unhelpful behaviors are often what we do when we are feeling distressed, sad, or anxious. We know how easy it is to sink into these behaviors when we are not feeling so great. Unhelpful behaviors include behaviors such as withdrawal, staying in bed, putting off errands or chores, saying no to seeing friends, drinking alcohol or using drugs, increasing or decreasing eating or sleep, and self-harming. These behaviors tend to make us feel worse. In contrast, helpful behaviors include enjoyable activities and accomplishments. Enjoyable activities include listening to music, watching a movie, reading, going out with friends, taking a walk or other forms of exercise, drawing, journaling, or relaxation of other kinds. It can really be anything that you enjoy doing. Accomplish-based activities refer to activities that lead to a feeling of success. These include simple and routine tasks. Some examples include grocery shopping, studying, cooking, cleaning, doing the dishes, going to work, showering, or doing your hair and makeup. Anything that gives you a sense of accomplishment. In the beginning, we will start with changing our behaviors in order to feel better, as this is usually easier than changing our thoughts. You can try and purposely schedule enjoyable activities for the week. For example, incorporating physical activities into your routine has been found to reduce feelings of sadness and anxiety. The same can be said for purposely scheduling enjoyable activities and reducing time spent alone. Try to start with 2 or 3 pleasurable activities per week, and as you go through the program, we can work on increasing the frequency. You may find that you don't enjoy things the way you may have in the past, and that's okay. Even if you're feeling sad, starting a helpful activity can give you a chance to feel better. The activity may not get rid of your sadness, but hopefully the intensity will reduce. In comparison, if we're feeling down and we don't engage in any helpful behaviors, then it's likely we'll come to feel even worse. It's hard to remember in times of stress or sadness that the unhelpful behaviors make us feel worse, but they do. Luckily, we have the capacity as humans to change our minds and tell ourselves to go for a walk instead of to bed, to make a phone call instead of sitting alone. Let's consider 2 scenarios. In the first scenario, John is feeling sad. He decides to stay in his room and not talk to anyone else. After a while, he starts to feel lonely and worse about himself. In the second scenario, instead of staying in his room when he feels sad, John goes for a walk and listens to some music. Afterwards, he feels a little bit better and more energetic. Engaging in an enjoyable activity helped John to improve his mood. That wraps it up for this week's learning content. Now, let's look at how you can put this action into your own life. The assignment for this week is to fill out an activity schedule. An activity schedule involves looking at purposely scheduling activities throughout the week and including enjoyable activities and accomplishments. Remember, enjoyable activities refer to activities that are usually pleasurable. This can include listening to music, watching a movie, reading, going out with friends, going for a walk, working on a hobby, anything else you enjoy. Accomplishments are activities that create a feeling of success, relief, or pride, and they can often be routine tasks. These can include grocery shopping, studying, cooking, cleaning, doing the dishes, going to work. So, for your assignment, I want you to use the activity calendar to begin tracking and identify your activities. Try to purposely schedule enjoyable activities for the week. Let's start with 2 to 3 enjoyable activities for this week, and as you go through the program, we can work on increasing the frequency. I also want you to try to identify accomplishment-based activities that you already do during the week. Please don't feel like you have to fill out every hour of the day, because you don't need to. The calendar is meant to help create a sense of what your day looks like and remind you that it's important to purposely schedule enjoyable activities to help your mood improve. Congratulations! You have just finished Module 1. We hope you've learned more about the connection between your feelings and behaviors. As you continue to move along through this program, you will learn techniques to help you identify your thoughts and work to question and challenge them for accuracy. All of this will lead to feeling more positively about yourself, which is the most important aspect of any situation. When you feel better about yourself and your place in the world, you can handle more than you know. See you next time.